Reasons why men are single, still single, after the age of 30. Listen the up. If he is still single after 30, there is a freaking reason. Probably not because he's just picky. For one, he wants a girlfriend. He does. He wants a girlfriend, but he does not want to put in any of the effort to do so. Or God forbid he needs to delete the roster. Number two, which is a giant piss off, he thinks therapy is for the weak, but his communication is absolute shit. Like, sir, if anyone needs therapy, it's you. Number three, he's chasing 22-year-olds or 20-year-olds or 21-year-olds. Baby girl, he is the problem. But not least, he almost dated someone amazing. Now, he either fucked it up, fucked her over, or just wasn't ready at the time, then now he's freaking scared to try with any other amazing girl. Ladies, please send this to a man if he needs to see it. And fellas, if this hurt your feelings, it was probably meant for you.
I've seen a lot of videos about people saying that, like, less attractive women are having a really hard time finding a mate. And my first thought is, like, there's so many unattractive men, like, so many out there. But the problem is they're looking at women who are far out of their league on social media, on the internet. And even, like, the most unattractive men in our society right now genuinely think they deserve the hottest woman because of the women they're looking at on a screen. I actually do think that's the root of a lot of the problems in the dating pool right now. Like, you can be a decent looking woman by conventional, stereotypical standards, but a man that is as attractive as you or less attractive than you still thinks like he deserves the Insta baddie, the IG baddie, the corn star, because they're choking the chicken to those women every day. They're looking at them doing their unspeakable act to these images and videos of these women that are so out of reach for them. They have no chance. And so if you're just like a normal looking woman, yeah, they like actually think they deserve better. And I think men are that is truly the root of men being single and lonely right now. They're not being realistic. Then even if they end up with like the most attractive woman, she's not going to stay that way forever, because we all age, men and women. You can be the hottest version of yourself at every age, right? But like they're looking at these women in their 20s and 30s, and then one day when you're 50, they're not going to be attracted to you anymore because they only liked you because you were physically so far out of their league. You have to fit that image that they're seeing in front of their face every day. They are lonely due to their lust. Like extreme, excessive lust.
Okay, I have another question for single men in their 30s who are ready to find a long-term relationship with a woman their age. So let's say you see a girl, a woman in public that you find attractive, and there is no sign whatsoever that she has a partner. Maybe she has, maybe she doesn't, but it seems like she doesn't, let's say. What's the number one thought that's holding you back from approaching her? Let me know, please.
Men who think a woman that's single is a bad thing says so much about them. Like, that literally tells me that you're so insecure that you can't be with yourself, that you think being single is a bad thing. Because honestly, when I see girls that are single, I'm like, damn, she's a baddie. She's doing boss shit. She's leveling up. Like, usually it's those girls that are single that are the ones that, like, you want to be like. Like, 9 times out of 10, when you're looking at a girl in a relationship, like, mind you, there are some girls, like, in great relationships, but a lot of times, girls are, like, not thriving in their relationship as they are when they're single. And that's why us single girls wait till we find the right one, because we're better off on our own.
So where are the men? Where do y'all hang out? If you don't go to coffee shops? I'm so tired of, like, going to a bar or, like, go to different events and they're, like, 90% of the ladies and only 3 men hang out in the corner. Do you guys just not leave the house or, like, go outside? Yeah, I would love to stop using all the dating apps that are just not working anymore and start meeting people in real life organically. But where do men usually hang out? I feel like I've been looking at the wrong places. So let me know in comments.
Your husband was wrongfully convicted. How long would you wait for him?
6 months max. And we've been together 15 years.
How long would you wait for her?
Forever. Don't lie. Why what?
Good, dude. You should get back on Hinge immediately.
This is why men would rather be single than to end up with a woman that publicly disrespects him. For her to say 6 months and then to rub it in his face that he would wait forever while smiling is a whole nother level. She knows that she has him wrapped around her finger. And you can see on her man's face the realization that he has 2 choices. One is to swallow it and to continue to prioritize her happiness while he finds ways to cope with his unhappiness until she leaves him. Or option number 2, let her take more than she deserves in a divorce. A divorce that will likely break him financially, but will eventually lead him to peaceful singleness. My only question is, what would you choose if you were in his place?
So, can we talk about how attractive it is to find a man that knows how to be alone? If you've ever talked to a man and dated or whatever's, talked to a man and you ask him how long has it been since you've been in a relationship, and they can say, well, it's been a couple months or it's been a year or whatever. It is so attractive to hear that a man knows how to love his own company, knows how to take care of himself, knows how to feed himself, knows how to pay his own bills, knows how to entertain himself without another female and without having another woman repair or try to heal the broken wounds from his prior relationship. It's just so sexy and so attractive when a man knows how to be alone. It's just, I don't know. Ladies, if you're on here, tell me that that is not a flex, because it is. When I know that a man knows how to be in his own company and enjoy his own space, it's the biggest flex ever. It's so attractive. It's just like, geez, that's a man. Just saying.
Why are the most loyal and boyfriend material guys single? This is what I constantly hear from other girls, and I have the answer. I think it all stems that women are programmed to see the ideal man as weak, beta, or sus. And that is why they always fall for the guy that cold approaches them and uses some cheesy, corny pickup line.
I'm not going to say she's completely wrong, because to some degree she is right. But this goes so much deeper than that. So a lot of good, solid people who are single, who have the ability and the tools to actually have relationships and to grow and maintain these things, are single because majority of people are not working through their trauma. They are not actually healing their inner child. They are attracted to familiarity, and they repeat cycles and patterns and generational things. So is there some extent that they're left in the friend zone? They're not given a shot. People go after the toxic, cold shoulder, bad boy, mysterious girl. Yes. However, this is a generational thing, because in society, we are groomed to believe that abuse is normal. I mean, even our home lives, that impacts literally our trajectory for the rest of our lives unless we know how to unwind and heal and work through that trauma. Because what ends up happening is people are product of their environments, and they go after the toxicity because that is what they know. They don't know anything else. And if somebody knows something's wrong, half the time they don't even know how to fix it or to change it or to what to do to go forward. So why the guys that are loyal and like boyfriend material are single or in a relationship? Because majority of people don't have the capability of putting in the fucking work to be a better person, to be able to establish and develop these tools to be able to have healthy relationships and connections. It's not just women that do this, men do it too. So I don't like videos that go, oh, men this or women that, because this is a human issue. They just might present differently just because we operate differently. There are things that have to be identified between a man and a woman when it comes to certain issues. At the end of the day, we're talking about something that is cycles and patterns and familiarity and childhood trauma, normalizing and being groomed in abuse, thinking it's normal. And I would even go as far to say that even those that are single that would be good material for a relationship, man or woman, probably doesn't have the tools and the characteristics to be able to maintain that. Because if somebody has a crack in their glass, water's gonna leak out. Relationships are meant to expose so that way you can grow and you can heal and you can develop. If you get into a relationship thinking it's all gonna be hunky-dory, or you throw the towel away the moment it gets hard, you're never gonna be able to experience the beauty of a true healthy relationship with somebody who is healthy. So the good men that are relationship material would rather stay single than be in a relationship with someone who doesn't appreciate them, is what it comes down to.
Men cannot comprehend women being single by choice, because men are not single by choice. Anytime you see a single woman and you don't like anything she has to say, what's the first thing men say to her? Oh, that's why you'll always be single. That's why you'll never get a man. No wonder you're not in a relationship. It's not an insult. This is a choice. We can have that. It's not difficult to get a man. You literally just walk out there, first man you speak to, whether he's single or not, he will give you attention. Okay, if I need to get somebody's number, I don't even need to speak to them. And I've done this before in a club to get a number for somebody else. I just look at the man and say, are you single? He says yes. I give him my phone with the keypad ready. He types it in. I get his name. Done. It's that easy. Men are not hard work. They're not hard to get. Women are the prize. Women that know their worth, have self-respect, that know who they are, that know they want and deserve princess treatment, that love themselves to the point of obsession and actually treat themselves like a princess and give themselves everything they want. Those women are difficult to get. Those women are the prize. It is not difficult to get a man. It is not difficult to get several men. If you want that, it's very easy for a woman to get that. So telling us we're going to end up single or that's why we haven't got a man just shows your lack of intelligence, just shows your lack of awareness of the world we live in. It's not difficult to get men. You are not the prize, babe.
Here is why intelligent men stay single. At work, being logical is rewarded, but that doesn't work with dating. Women want to feel emotions. This means flirting, telling stories, and making her laugh. Only when you stir her emotions can her attraction for you grow.
The number one reason I see men struggle with women. And if you're new here, my name is Sarah. I help break down relationships and female attraction. Usually, when somebody comes into my coaching practice and they are struggling, what I found is that they have potentially overexercised a muscle that has enabled them to overinvest in the functional attributes of their life. They have a responsible job, they keep a clean house, they have a great body, they go to the gym, all of the protector providership and the things that they have been told to focus on, they do those things pretty well. But what I find is they have underinvested in the soulful attributes of their life. They might lack their ability to be, creative. They don't necessarily understand how women work because they keep going back to logic and less emotion. And when a man doesn't explore any of that part of him, can be very robotic. He can feel very robotic with women or on dates, and he can feel like you're talking to a wall sometimes, like he just doesn't see you, because this is where a woman spends a lot of her time. This is when Harry met Sally. This is when she is enjoying her food so freaking much that she is just right there in the moment, having her emotions be all out there. And sometimes men need to get in touch with this part of themselves, because a lot of times these two places can coexist, but we have to understand which place that we are functioning in. So if you are a man and you identified with this, I would love to be able to help you. Apply at sarahdawnmoore.com and we get into subjects like these. Hope this was helpful. Follow if you want, and I'll see you on the next one.
It seems there is this real disconnect at the moment between men and women. Both men and women are choosing to not go into relationships, to remain single because it is easier. Men may be choosing, OnlyFans or porn or something else to get what they need, whereas women are just choosing to be the independent women. I can buy myself flowers type things, such as what Miley Cyrus says. And that's where we're at, because it's easier. But what does that mean now for the future? Not just for, society in general, but for you. What does that mean? It's easier now, yes, but boring. It'll be boring. When we can commit to a two-bodied, loving relationship, there is so much pleasure, so much love, so much enjoyment to be had together.
Men are staying single because it's not men that don't feel worthy of love. It's that they don't trust that women are going to give them the love they feel they deserve. There's ulterior motives, conditions, acts of service they have to do in order to be worthy of such love, versus women just have to be women, because a lot of the times they use their kitty as a bargaining chip, as a prize to be won. Well, when you use that as a tool to bargain with, then it becomes a commodity and it lessens the value for both sexes. So for some, it's far less problematic to just be single. They respect their worth, they just don't feel that a woman respects theirs.
Do you know what the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays? So many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only going to waste their time, waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship. So it's not that men are complaining because they're single. Men are complaining because they've just seen everything as such a waste of time for them lately.
Why a lot of men love being single. So ladies, if you're watching this, this is what you're up against and what you're competing against. 1, he can enjoy all of his hobbies without being nagged or put down or his hobbies made fun of. His friends might lightly tease him, but for the most part, they're probably into the same hobbies he is, and he's gonna have so much fun with them. So if you're in a relationship with a man, make sure you show full support for his hobbies. 2, he doesn't have to worry about financially serving anybody. Unfortunately, for a lot of men, relationships are insanely expensive. There's always that joke that he went to the restaurant without his girlfriend and he only had to spend like $10. Whereas with his girlfriend, he would have spent $50. Now that's probably an exaggeration, but you get what I'm getting at. And next, they can live and decorate the way they want to. They don't feel the need to have all these weird items around the house for no apparent purpose other than to collect dust. They can have that simple, minimalist setup that looks clean and beautiful, and it's effortless to maintain.
Here's some crazy research for you. So a third of men, 33%, a little over a third, of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men, because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just to have a partner. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men. I've got my answers, but I want to hear it in the comments. So please, drop it in the comments.
Yes, men are happy being single. They are. They're definitely enjoying it more than they used to before. And I see it. You know, it's gotten harder to date, lately. Men are very satisfied in their lives without women. They are. They're working a lot, either working a lot, or if they're not working, then, they'll hang out with their friends, with their family, with their kids. Well, with their kids, it's a given. But yeah, they're happy being, if they're not married, they're happy being, bachelors and having their own space and not having to commit to anyone. So yeah, this wasn't the case before, but this is what it is now.